vibes.
Period. Hey, guys.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the Girls Room podcast.
Period.
You know, it's your girl, Brandy. Shots of Brandy on Instagram.
And it's the one, the only, King Carlye. You can follow me on Instagram at _King Carlye.
If you guys are new, make sure you're following us on all of our accounts. We're on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music. We're on everything. Just find us. All of our handles are the same at the Girls Room Pod.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's been a minute.
It has.
Like, we took some time off, but we're back.
Mm-hmm.
Better than ever.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yes, queen.
Period.
Oh, my gosh. Like, it feels good to be back in the studio.
Yes.
What's new? Like, catch us up. Like,
I had a birthday.
yes.
So I had a birthday last weekend. A lady never tells her age, but I'm 24 now. I had a really great birthday. I felt like this was like the first like grown-up birthday. Like I feel like all my other birthdays were very childish because I didn't do anything. But I felt very grown-up this birthday. I got a lot of nice gifts. I spent time with a special someone. Aww. So, you know.
Well, I
enjoyed it.
That's good. Me, like, I've been going through, like, my post, like, grad like, phase. Mm-hmm. But now your girl is finally employed. I got a big girl job, so we're lit. Like,
we love that. I love that.
So, you know,
big things are happening.
Happening.
We're so old. Like, we're so grown. This is crazy. Like, I've known Brandy since I was, like, 16, 17. Yeah. Actually known her before that, but we became friends when I was, like, 16, 17. So it's, like, just to see, like, us. Like, I remember when we started college, we're both done. Like, you're getting a job. I'm about to go to law school. Like, this is so...
Yeah. Time is flying.
I know,
and
right?
It's so exciting. And, like, just seeing everyone, like, grow up and, like, everyone, like, just moving on to, you know.
Into their, like, paths.
Their paths, like.
That's, to me, personally, like, that's one of my favorite parts of growing up.
Yeah.
It's just seeing, like, who everyone, or just seeing who I've become, like, now that I'm adult. Like, what my priorities are, like, what my dreams are, my goals, my aspirations. And especially, like, looking back on, like, the person I was before, or, like, even me when I was a teenager, I was, like, so unsure of what I wanted to do. So I feel like things are coming together. Yeah. I love that. And I love that everyone... Because I know this pandemic has been really hard, especially for graduates. Oh, yeah. Like, it has really been a hinder for a lot of people, like, getting jobs after college, internships and stuff. So, to see people still making it through, and the fact that, like, you got a job in, like, a field, like, you didn't just get any job. Like, you got a job in the field you were looking for. So
in media.
Period. Like, we're doing big things.
Yes, we are. Cheers to that. Cheers to that. I know.
So... what are we talking about today? We're going to talk about relationships. Yeah. And yes.
I feel like this is my favorite topic. I feel like we somehow, like, we branch off to other topics, but I feel like we always end up coming back to... Is that because we're, like, lovers?
Girls? Yes. I think it's the Libra Venus, for
Me
sure.
Me too.
So today we're talking about relationships, like, getting into a relationship, dating, like, specifically... moving too fast. Yeah. If you move too fast, how do you know you're moving too fast? What does moving too fast mean?
Are you moving too slow?
Because,
girl, I fall asleep in 2 days.
Period. I love you. And I want to be with you.
You're my boyfriend. Why are you being weird to me?
No, for real. Like, once I love you, like, love me back, or, like, I'm done with you. Like, I'm ghosting you.
Period.
Because, like, I don't take rejection well, so it's like... if I say you're my man, like, you're my man, I don't want to hear no bad talk.
Why you being weird
to me? Yeah. Why you being weird to me? Yeah. So I'll start by saying this. I think, and I've always felt this way, that people move at their own pace. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, some people are you have to understand, like, depending on where you are in life, a lot of people are sure of what they want because they've gotten what they didn't want. Mm-hmm. So as you go on in relationships, or just in general, as you get older, I feel like you become a little bit more sure of yourself. And that, not to say that always means, like, people are sure of what they want, but I think, like, if you've been dating for a while, and you kind of like kissed a few frogs, it's like you kind of typically know what to avoid if you are genuinely trying to avoid the same situation over and over again. So for me, I feel like I do move fast in relationships, but I think that my definition of moving fast is more so like if I'm feeling somebody and I feel like they're feeling me and the vibes are right and we just like each other and it just turns into something, it's like that's just what it is.
Yeah, because you know what you want.
Because I know what I want. Like I'm sure of what I want. Like I'm sure of what I want. So I don't feel like, but I also understand the need to kind of see where things go and getting to know somebody. Like, again, this is personal. Like, I think everybody in relationships has different love languages. Mm-hmm. They have different priorities, different expectations. Like, everybody's different. So, you know, I think it's important, too. The biggest thing is to find somebody that is on the same, like, wavelength as you. So it's like, if you're, like, on some, okay, I'm dating to be in a relationship. Like, I'm not dating to have a good time. Like, I'm dating to be in a committed, monogamous, emphasis on monogamy.
Say it one more time.
Monogamous relationship. Then, and I'm seeking out people who also want to be in a relationship that I want to be, like, the type of relationship I want to be in. I think it gets fuzzy when the whole conversation about dating people that like you comes into play. So that's how I feel about it. I think it's everybody's different. You know, like to me, like for some people, like what some people consider moving fast, I feel like is right on pace. Mm-hmm. Whereas like sometimes I feel like people move too slow. Like when people tell me like they've been talking to somebody for months, what do we got to talk about for months? Yeah, I talk to you for a day, and I like you, and I want you to like me back. So now we go together, and you're my boyfriend. And if I see you talking to other people, I'm going to be upset. Okay. And I'm going to beat you up.
No, like, and I think, like, you specifying, like, you guys both being on the same page, because, like you said, if you're ready for a relationship, and then this person's not ready for a relationship, and they're just dating, like, then it's obviously, it's going to drag, like, you know?
And you're going to feel led on.
Yeah, but if you're ready for a relationship, it's like, all right, like, we've been talking or dating for this long. I know that I like you, so now, like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But, like, so when this topic comes up, it's so funny to me because... Yeah. I'm very similar to you. Like, if y'all don't know, Libra Venus, I don't know if y'all know what that means, but basically, like, Libras are, like, these lovers, like, and they're the ruler of Venus, which is, like, love and relationships. So it's, like, they romanticize everything about love. They're hopeless romantics. So that's, like, how me and Carly are. So it's, like, But it's funny because I think that I move fast too, like how you said, because it's like I know what I want, and it's like if I hit it off with somebody and like we're kicking it, like we're cool, like
and the
I'm
vibes
fucking
are
with
right,
you, yeah, like it's not gonna take me a long time to be like, okay, like I want to start hanging out with this person more, I want to talk to them, I want to start dating.
Yes,
but it's funny because like, so with me in relationships, like when people try to like talk to me and like I don't know them from like a can of paint, it's like. I'm very standoffish, and it's like I'm not gonna want to like hang out with you or take things further unless like I already like established that like oh I'm feeling this person like But then it's like so you know when you're dating, let's say you meet somebody new, right?
I have a funny story when you're because
So it's like you know like if you meet somebody and then. You know, us as women, sometimes we're like, okay, like, why didn't this boy ask me to hang out yet?
Yeah.
But then it's like, sometimes I feel like that with people if I'm, like, interested in them already. But then if I'm not interested in them and, like, they ask me to hang out too soon, I'm just like, you know what I mean? So it's like, in a way, I feel like I do move fast. But, like you said, date people who actually like you. Because if I'm not really feeling you like that, then I do need to take things slower. It's like, I have to talk to you more.
I have to like you kind of.
Yeah, already. Yeah. Because, or else I'm going to be standoffish. Like, I'm not going to want to see you. But then it's like, some people you meet and you're just like, damn, like, I'm fucking with you. Like, I want to see you every day. Yeah, Can you be my boyfriend?
So, I went on a date. This was, like, a few months ago. I went on a date. And it's funny because, like, it was kind of, I don't want to say, I don't think it wasn't a blind date, but I had never met him before. Like, I've talked to him before, but I like, on the phone and, like, we texted and stuff, but, like, I don't know him.
From a campaign? Like,
I don't know him at all. Like, I've never seen him. Apparently we have mutual friends, but actually we don't have mutual friends because...
Y'all don't?
Yeah, like, okay. The way we met was kind of like through a friend, but like they're not really friends. Like they just know of each other. So we went on a date, and it was kind of awkward because I've never really gone on a date. One, I've never been on a date. One, two, I've also never been out with anybody that I didn't hang out with prior. Mm-hmm. Like I just never go out with people I don't really know like that. But it was funny to me because when I was on a date, I was thinking like, "Yo, this is so awkward. Like, this is mad awkward. Like, what do you do on a date? Like, but luckily for me, like he was very cool. Like, he made the vibes was right. The place we went to, the vibe was good. The ambiance, like he was a cool guy. So it worked out. But after that, I wanted to see him every day.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I feel like people sometimes just vibe. Like, they just really vibe. And I feel like when you vibe with somebody, you don't really know how it, for example, with that situation, like, I couldn't pinpoint, like, if I go back, I can't really pinpoint, like, when it was like, oh, like, we just started, like, because literally after the date, we just started spending, like, mad time together.
Yeah.
So.
And I have a question.
So when we started spending time together, like, all the time, I was thinking to myself, like, here's the thing. I usually am like that. Mm-hmm. So, but I've never experienced someone that, like, this is kind of sad, but, like, I've always, like, liked people, and then it's, like, I'm the type of person, like, when I like somebody, I, like, always want to see them. Like, mm-hmm. I always want to, like, just always be with them. Yeah. I never get tired of them.
Me too.
But that's me, though. But I never really been with, like, somebody that, like, was like that. Mm-hmm. But, like...
Is his Venus in Libra?
I gotta do his chart. I gotta do his chart. Because it's crazy, like... It'll definitely be times where I'm like, oh, like, okay, like, I gotta chill, like, I'm like, you know, whatever. But then, like, he'll hit me and be like, oh, like, we should do something, like, or whatever. And it's just like, I love that.
Period. I was gonna ask you, so I was gonna be like, do you feel like you were moving fast? Like, how did you know, like, after the date, and you know how you're like, oh, I want to see him every day. I was gonna say, like, okay, like, how did you go about that?
To be real with you, like, after the date, when we were going back, like when we were driving back from the date, I was like, oh, this is a cool date. Mm-hmm. Like, this is a cool date or whatever. But then, like, he was like, oh, like, we just was talking. Like, we was, like, still, like, after the date, we was, like, talking. Mm-hmm. And then the next day, like, he was like, oh, like, can you come see me and everything? And I'm thinking, like, I wasn't expecting this.
Right, like, we was just hanging out yesterday.
Like, we went on the date yesterday. Like, I was thinking to myself, like, okay, we go on a date. And then I never, like, I'll maybe see you, like, in a week or so. Like, maybe I'll hit you, like, you'll hit me and we'll talk or whatever. And then, like, maybe we'll plan another date or something. Right. But, like, no, like, it was, I like you. So, like, I want to hang out with you. And that's what I say, like, about being sure.
Yeah.
I feel like when you're sure of something, like, and no, like, not to even really be funny, but, like, I feel like because he liked me, mm-hmm. maybe that played a part in it. Like, I think when you really like somebody, and you finally get the opportunity, like, you kind of just build on that momentum. So I really feel like that's what it was. But I think a lot of times, you never know when you like somebody, like, how it's going to pan out. Yeah. Like, you never know if it's going to turn into something or if it's just going to be, like, or whatever. Like, you really just have to go with the motions. Mm-hmm. The point that I have, the issue where me is, like, I'm going to just say it, like, if you let a nigga, like, just go with the motions with you, like, I feel like, not all men, but some men kind of go with the flow. Like, I feel like a lot of people just go with the flow. So it's like, if you've been kicking it with somebody for months, and that's just the basis of your relationship, like, y'all just hang out or stuff, and that's just the vibe. Like, sometimes, me personally, sometimes I feel like some people don't read much into it. So they just be thinking, like, oh, like, we're, you know, the vibes are good. Like, we're just chilling. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna ask the question or, like, bring it up or whatever on both ends. Like, I think also, like, nobody wants to have that conversation, like the what are we conversation. Yeah. That's awkward. Like,
and people be joking around too much on social media, like, when you ask, like, oh, it's like when she hit you with the, like, what are we? But it's like, that's just mad childish, because that's, like, communication. Yeah. Like, it's just making sure we're both on the same page.
That's how
you know
I feel about it. Like, I've always felt that way about it. I feel like if somebody is just trying to get, because here's the thing, like, if someone is telling you, when I kind of started fucking with you, like, I wanted to be in a relationship. Mm-hmm. So, for you, like, let's say you've been talking to somebody, dating somebody for, like, 6 months. And you thinking like, okay, like we going with the flow, we're getting to know each other, like, you know, we're building something, like
now
we're going
like
somewhere. Yeah, like you spend a lot of time together, very much acting like boyfriend and girlfriend. And then, you know, you give it some time, and then it's like more months roll by. It's like 8 months now, 9 months. So now you finally say, okay, like what are we doing?
Right.
And then the nigga hits you with, oh, we chilling. You're gonna feel some type of way because you're gonna feel like, damn, like, he really played in my face for 9 months.
I hate that.
That's why I feel like if you know what you want, sometimes you just gotta approach it head on. I'm not saying ask what are we, because I don't really like asking what are we, but I definitely feel like proper communication, like, hey, you know, like, I really like you, I enjoy spending time with you, like, not saying what are we, but like more so just kind of guiding the conversation.
Like,
and just,
what do you want?
Yeah, like,
what
you know,
are you
like,
looking?
like,
what are your intentions?
Like, what are your intentions?
There we go. I like
because
that.
I think, like, okay, I always say this: if someone tells you like what their intentions are for you, and because you like the person, because I feel like we've all been here.
Yeah.
You like a guy, so you know you really like him, so you just see where things go. You see where things go, but then you come to find out like, this ain't going nowhere. And now you're devastated because you feel like you wasted all this time. That's why I always tell people, like, truthfully, I have a 3-month window before I'm kind of like, let me explore my other options. Like, not to sound like that, to say that like that any type of way, but I feel like you can't, like, I think we're at an age where you just can't let people like drag you along if you know, like, deep down inside that's not what you want.
That's fair for you. You know what I mean? Like, because why are you gonna waste your time? And that's how I felt like with this last guy that I was talking to. Like, I had to cut it off because I think we talked about this actually on on like one of our last episodes. But like everything, like we were dating, you know, we were going out on dates, like, but after a while, like, I had established and come to the conclusion that, like, I liked him.
Yeah, oh, okay.
I liked him.
Yeah.
And, like, he told me he liked me.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're dating, and, like, we were just dating and dating and dating. So, and, like, it wasn't the fact that, like, okay, like, because he didn't make me his girlfriend. It wasn't that. It's the fact that, like,
you kind of felt like you're just doing the same thing over and over
and over.
Yeah,
we weren't doing, it wasn't anything. Like, it was just... And like it was like pissing me off because I'm just like I wasn't seeing him a lot, but we were going out on dates, but it was like every once in a while, like, you know what I mean? And it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
you know. And I knew what I wanted. I'm just like, and I felt like, oh, I think this is on the ghosting episode we talked about this, because remember I ended up like reaching out to him, and I was just like, this isn't working because like I know what I want. And like we said, like, when I like you, like, I want to see you, like, I want to talk to you a lot, like, and it was just so casual, like, but we were going out on dates, and then I couldn't even, like, I wasn't even feeling the dates like that because it's like, I didn't feel, like, connected to him either, you know?
It was kind of like, yeah, whatever.
It was like, I'm just going on a date.
Yeah.
Like.
So let me ask you a question. Like, what is dating to you?
Girl, I barely even know. Say no. Dating to me is when you're exploring your options, you know, like you're interested in. It doesn't even have to be, because people date and they're not looking for like a relationship. So, you know, I don't want to say like, oh, you're looking for a relationship, but like, you know, you want to go out with people, get to know someone or people, because, you know, some of the people out here like to, you know, date multiple people. Yeah. So, I really, honestly, like, I barely know what dating is, but like my definition of dating, like if I'm dating someone, this is someone that I'm spending a lot of my time and like dedicating a lot of my time to, whether it's like talking to them on the phone. I don't really text people, so it's like talking on the phone, like hanging out with them, like getting to know them on a more intimate level. And like, I only date like one person at a time. Like I can't really like juggle people like that. And like my attention span just doesn't work like that. Like I'm not even that interested in people to be talking to multiple people, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, like if I'm feeling you and we're like hanging out and we're getting closer and, you know, the vibes are there, then I feel like we're dating.
Yeah.
Like, you're my man.
Yeah.
You're my unofficial man.
No.
But
no, you are my man.
I'm trying to be like, but you're my man.
No, like, I'm going to keep it real with you. Like, that's how I come off. Like,
yeah.
Like, when I see, so for me, dating, what is dating?
What is dating?
Dating, by definition of dating, is when you are not in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I feel like there's dating, and then I don't believe in dating exclusively, so I'll tackle that. But dating is when...
Me either.
Dating is when you, as a single person, are interested in someone of the same sex, opposite sex, whatever. Mm-hmm. Maybe one, maybe multiple, and you are getting to know the person, taking them on dates, because that's the thing about dating. Mm-hmm. Dating requires dates. Like, you have to go on dates for it to be dating.
Oh,
like,
yes. That is a good point. That's good. Yeah. I feel like that's very,
then we're not dating.
Yeah, like, that needs to be included in the definition. Like, we're not dating if, like...
we don't go on dates.
Yeah, because what is that? Now we're just texting.
Yeah. What are we, pen pals?
Or talking on the phone.
Yeah, we're buddies.
Pen buddies.
Okay, so like I had my like I've never really dated. Like, I've never really dated because I've always had I had my first boyfriend in high school, and like whatever, and then I briefly dated after that, but like not really. Like, I think I had been in a relationship for so long, and I was finally free. Mm-hmm. I love, like, being free after, like, a relationship. As so, like, when you know you're really done, like, there's no, like, it's a great feeling. But I was really done, and I was like, okay, like, I'm single again. I'm back on the prowl. Like, Alexa, play Single Again by Trina.
Alexa, play Single, ladies.
So I was single, and I was like, what's it given? Like, I haven't... Because I had never dated. So I was, like, younger. I was, like, probably, like, I want to say I was probably 20 at the time, 19, 20 at the time. So I'm, like, dating. But that time, dating for me was just, like talking.
Yeah,
like
texting.
You know, like, we'll text every once in a while, talk on the phone. I like you. You like me. Mm-hmm. You like... We might, like, have pet names for each other or whatever. Blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't until I got, like, I want to say 23, that I started to really understand what dating is. And that's why I say dating requires dates. Like, I feel like we're older now, and I feel like you should date with purpose.
Yeah.
That's a key thing.
Not like I meet you and then it's like, oh, come to my house.
But personally, I say it personally on both sides, men and women, you should date with purpose. Like, tell yourself, what are you dating for? Mm-hmm. If you're dating, if you, like me, were in a relationship for a long time, so you're dating just to see what's out there, just to see, like, what you're, like, you know, you're just having fun, that's the purpose. That's your purpose. If you're dating because you know that, like, you want to be in a long-term relationship, get married, that's your purpose. And you should always lead with purpose. Mm-hmm. Because when you tell somebody what your purpose is, and you make your intentions and your expectations clear, you don't fall for the okie doke. Like, it's no, okay, like, if I'm dating to be in a relationship, I tell you, like, I want to be in a relationship when, like, all is said and done. I'm not saying, like, we got to be in a relationship tomorrow. I mean, that's what I be saying.
I was about to say, we do, but.
I be saying that, but.
I'm flexible.
Yeah, but I'm flexible, like, maybe a week. So, when you get to that point, like, I think when you get to that point, which is personal for you, like, for me, I said 3 months. Oh, I said 3. When you get to that point where it's like, okay, I feel like we're kind of not stuck, but, like, okay, now it's time for me to kind of assess the situation and see what's going on. Mm-hmm. I feel like when you realize that, okay, I've been dating this person for, like, 6 months, and I feel like we're in a relationship because we spend a lot of time together, and we talk a lot, and we act like we're in a relationship, but yet, like, he hasn't asked me or the conversation hasn't come up. I feel like that's the time for you to ask yourself, like, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
Like, are you going to have that conversation? Because, again, we talk about this all the time. Some conversations are extremely uncomfortable to have. They are. And I feel like that's a very uncomfortable conversation because the the answer might not be the answer that you want. Like, you might have that conversation with somebody and they tell you, like, oh, like, I'm not really looking for a relationship. And now you feel, like, blindsided because 6 months passed by and
nothing.
So that's why I always say, like, make your intentions clear. Tell people what you want. Like, I tell people straight up, like, I don't really like you like that no more. So I don't think that this should continue. And I think that for me, honestly, as a ghoster, that's a hard conversation for me to have because I kind of just stopped talking to people. Yeah. But I realize now, and I think like the last conversation we had, like, helped me realize that it's beauty in having uncomfortable conversations. It is, because it's like, I feel like people will always respect you for just being honest versus, you know, because we all know what it feels like to feel strung along. Yeah. And you know how you feel about the person that strung you along. Like, oh, you're a fuckboy. Like, I can't stand you. Like, bitch ass nigga. Right. Like, whatever. Everything in the fucking book. Everything.
Really, and I'm coming for your grandmother.
Everything. But I think about, like, all the people that I felt led me on. And I wonder, like, if I would have those same feelings towards them if they would have told me, like, you know, Carly, I think, like, you're cool. But, like, I'm not really looking for a relationship right now.
And just be honest and, like, clear. Oh, I'm glad that, like, the ghosting thing, like, kind of had you looking at it like a different.
Because I think ghosting.
But some people do deserve to be
and
ghosted.
That was the point I was trying to make. Like, sometimes you hit a standstill with a person where it's like, I keep having conversations with you, and it's like I'm through having conversations with you. That was more so my angle, but I don't necessarily agree. Like, if you've been kicking it with somebody, like, just like abruptly not stop speaking to them. But I can definitely understand how those conversations can, because like, some people don't, like, that's a hard conversation to have, because you, like, I feel like if you're a good person or you have like an ounce of heart, you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. And I think, like, if you know somebody likes you and you at one point in time like them, it's kind of hard to explain, like, I just don't like you the way I used to like you anymore.
And it's like no ill intentions. It's just that, like, I know what I want, and it's like, this isn't working. Like, it's not what I thought it was.
It's not going where I thought it was going to go.
So it's like, you know, I still fuck with you. Like, we still cool, but it's just like, you know, we need to just cut this off. That's how it went in the last relationship. Like, I was just like, But, okay, so I kind of wanted to talk about this question. So, like, when you're first, like, okay, when you're, like, getting to know someone, would you rather them, like, link you in person, like, immediately, or do you like to spend more time, like, getting to know them first, like, over the phone, like, texting or talking to them? Or are you more so, like, okay, like, I'd rather us, like, meet in person, I feel your vibes, and, like, we get to know each other through that? Like,
truthfully, it depends on how I feel about the person. Because, like, if I like you, like, I want to move in.
Period.
Like,
let's start a family.
Like, yes, period. But, so, it's like, if I'm feeling a nigga, like, I'm really feeling him, you could really call me, like, and be like, oh, let's hang out today. And it's like, whatever I got going on, unless I'm with my nephew.
Period.
But if I don't have, like, nothing to do, like, we can hang out today. What you doing right now? Like, I could, like, it's nothing. But I think the way, like, I was talking about my date, like, the way that happened, I was very hesitant to go out with him because I didn't know him from a can of paint. And so I think this is, like, not that I thought, like, he would do anything to me, because that wasn't the case. But it's like, it's very awkward being around someone that you don't know for the first time, because it's like, what do we talk about? Like, what are we doing? Like, what, you know?
Is there going to be an awkward silence?
Yes.
Like, can you hold the conversation? Because, like, I feel like me and you, we are the type of people, we can hold a conversation, but we're not going to carry it. Yes,
I don't like carrying conversations. Yeah. Like, I'll have the conversation with you, but I'm, like, not trying to carry the conversation. Yeah. So that's how I feel about it. Like, I think it depends on how I feel about the person and everything. But I do believe, like, you should, and no matter how much, I always say this, no matter how much you like a person, I feel like you should definitely pace yourself. Like, I feel like if a person, like, if a guy, I always say this, men be so quick to be like, let's link. Take me out.
Yeah. Because where are we linking? First of all, you're not coming to my house.
You're not coming to my house. I'm not going to your house. I don't know. That's another thing.
What are we going to do?
I don't know you. Like, if me and you are just talking and we don't know each other that well, I'm not coming to your house. Like, I'm not going to come to your house, like, the first time.
Yeah.
because I don't know you, like, I think as women, like, we should always be careful. Like, you should always be careful. Like, you should never just be so trusting to the point where, like, you just linking at a guy at his house for the first time. You don't,
or
like,
let
you
him
never,
come to your house.
You don't know him. Because
yeah.
it might not work out. It really might not work out. You might not fuck. Like, what if you get around him and he's a weirdo?
That's what I'm saying. Or he's a creep. Like, this is where you live. Like,
so now he knows where you live. And, like, as someone who has experience, like you don't want to deal with that. Like, that's why I always say, like, if a guy is interested in pursuing you, then he should do it properly.
Yeah.
Like, and that goes for anybody. I feel like if you are interested in somebody, like, your interest should match the effort. You claim you want to take me out, like, I'm so beautiful, da 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 da. Like, take me out, so that I could be beautiful.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to your mom's house.
Yeah.
Like, because sometimes, and that's awkward too, like, because sometimes niggas be trying to link you and they mom be home, and it's like, I don't know that lady. I don't know you. Now
she looking at you like,
yeah, like, who is this girl?
In my house.
Yeah, like, no.
I gotta fight your mother.
Now, or it's awkward, because it's like, I'm gonna be real with you, I don't really be trying to meet people's parents. Like, I really don't be trying to, that's awkward. So it's like, you ever went to somebody's house, and they mom was home, and, like, you had to be like, hi, how,
hey.
Hi.
And you know that TikTok is like, hey, how y'all doing?
Yes. That's how it be. So I feel like if somebody is, like, if you're interested in dating somebody, like, we're adults at this point. Like, make it clear. Like, if you trying to just have sex.
Oh, tell me so I could tell you no.
Yeah.
Or you never,
we're adults.
Yeah,
we're
I was
adults.
gonna say, you never know.
Let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. It's some people, like, it is, like, it's definitely been some situations where I know for a fact, if a nigga would have just told me off rip what he wanted, I would have just dubbed it.
Yeah.
But see, I'm funny because if I feel like you're doing too much to try to talk to me when deep down inside all you want to do is get in my pants.
Yeah.
I'm gonna I'm gonna let you do all that. Like, so if you feel like you gotta wine and dine me to get in my pants, I'm gonna get wined and dined.
Okay.
You feel like you gotta buy me things to get in my pants, I'm gonna accept those things. So because you could just properly communicate.
Yeah, like, don't play with me.
And I could dub your shit. And then we could both go about our...
And we don't have to waste each other's time, money,
nothing. But if you don't want to properly communicate, I'm going to take everything that you have to offer.
Respectfully. I feel like that's fair.
Because why are you playing with me?
Because if you would have just told me that, I would have just said no. But now you're doing all this extra stuff.
Just to get in my drawers.
And you're still not going to
get them. And you're still not going to get them. Nothing. You're not going to get nothing.
No, it's straight comedy because, like... Niggas are funny.
Yeah, hilarious.
But, yeah, no. And I don't know, like, when people move, like it's crazy because I do move fast, but, like, if people, like, I feel like if somebody else moves faster than, like, the type of time I'm on, I'm uninterested.
You know what's funny? I can't, this is not going to make any sense.
I think I know what you're about to say.
In order for a relationship to work with me, you have to like me more than I like you. But you, at the beginning, I have to like you more than you like me. Or it's not going to work.
No, for real.
Like, I don't like when people like me too much.
At the beginning.
And I know that sounds stupid. Like, I know you're listening to this and be like, women don't know what they want. They say they whatever. But, like, hear me out.
Because I have to be interested first to even entertain you. Because
then it just feels like... overwhelming, like, oh, like, like, you're really pressing me, and I don't know how I feel about you yet. So sometimes for me, that can scare like a guy away from me because it's kind of like, oh, like, pump your brakes. Like, I
don't even like you. Like, you doing too much. Like,
you don't even know me like that. What's my middle name?
Right, but I don't care if I don't know your middle name. If I like you, I like you.
I don't need to know anything about you. If I want you, I will I'll figure it out.
That is so funny that you said that because I really agree. Like, it's crazy. I have to like you more than you like me at the beginning, or at least like be more interested.
Yeah, more interested.
You know what I mean? Like, if I'm not interested in you and then you're interested in me, I'm not paying you any attention.
But you know what's crazy?
What?
That actually like happened to me. Like, okay, so I was like, so like kind of like basically the situation like I'm in now. Mm-hmm. I didn't like him at all. Like, he was trying to talk to me for a long time, and I wasn't interested in him, like, at all. Like, not that I wasn't interested, but, like, I wasn't paying it. Like, he kind of, like, just, whatever.
Was
like,
there.
Yeah, it was just there. And when we went, like, so when we went on a date, like, I didn't like him. I was just going on a date because I didn't know him.
Yeah.
I didn't know him. So I thought it was sweet, though, because he, like, wanted to actually take me on a date. Like, he planned the whole date and everything. And he bought me roses. And I've never had anybody buy me roses. So it was cute.
That's so cute.
And I was like, okay, like, I don't really like him. I don't really know him. Like, I don't really know if I liked him. But then I ended up, like, really liking him. So I feel like, again, sometimes things change when you get older. Sometimes things change because, like, the circumstances, prior to that situation, my stance was always like, oh, I have to like somebody more than they like me. Like, I have to like, at first, I have to like you more. Mm-hmm. But I think that's different just because, like, I didn't know him. Like, everybody else, like, I kind of knew in some way, some shape or form. Like, I already knew them. But, yeah, like, I think that's too, like, because even that change, like, has changed for me, like, as I got older. So, I think a big part of, like, my reasoning why for me saying, like, I feel like I don't move fast is because I don't think it has anything to do with the pace, but more so, like, I'm very sure about what I do want and what I don't want. Like, what I don't want it at all.
Yeah.
What I do want, like, that's what I want.
And I feel like you can kind of, like, fill out the vibes with, like, if you're more interested in someone than they are with you. You know what I mean? And, like, you'll know if, like, okay, like, I want this, but if this person's actions aren't matching up with yours or they're blatantly telling you, then it's like, all right. Like, you just know, you know? Like, we all know the vibes.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why I say, like, too, like, with women, that's why I say, like, I hate to do this. I really hate to do this because, like, I'm a girl's girl. Like, believe me, like, if nobody else defends the girls, I'm going to defend the girls.
Yeah.
But a big thing that I feel like women have a big problem with, and I'm included in this, is accountability.
Yeah.
Like, in certain situations. We will know a nigga's not really fucking with us like that.
But how did we play a part in it? Because we kept
fucking with them. Like, we've all done it because it's like, when you fuck with somebody, you will ignore the shit that they do.
Yeah.
But it's like, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't, because I think it's a slippery slope from there. But that's why I say, like, with women, we all talk about what we want, like what kind of man we want, this kind of man, this kind of man. But that man don't be your baby fathers.
Yeah.
That don't be the man you end up with. Mm-hmm. So it's like, so that's what I'm saying. You know you want something, but yet that's not what you're getting and that's not what you're accepting. So I feel like if you know, like, it's okay to wait too, like, and it's okay to be single. It's okay to not be in a relationship. And I know some people struggle with being alone. Like, I know people who are always in relationships because they can't be alone.
Yeah, that's also very unhealthy.
Yeah, and until you, and I'm telling you, until you tackle that, you're always going to run into that problem where you just accept anything. But I'm saying, like, if you know for a fact, like, you've been around, like, you've been through the motions with guys, and so you kind of are at a point in life where it's like, I'm either not going to be with nobody or I'm going to be with the kind of person I say I'm going to be with. Why are you backtracking on what you want? Because, I don't know, like, maybe that's what you feel like is out there. But I'm telling you, like, anytime you go against your own feelings is a recipe for disaster. Yeah. Because you're literally telling yourself what you want, but actively going against what you're telling yourself that you want. And, like, tell me how you think that that's going to work out. Because in every situation where I've done that, it has not worked out well. That's why I say, like, if you know what you're looking for, stop accepting, like, what somebody's giving you just because that's what's offered. Like, you don't have to take it. You don't have to take it.
Amen. I played myself in so many situations. Like, it's insane. Like, but it's, like, I'm so proud of myself and, like, my self-growth because, like, I can say within the past, like, 2 years, I've really seen myself change in relationships. And it's, like, I know what I want. Because I was on the dating scene. Like, I was in a relationship for, like, a long, long time. Yeah. And that was all I knew. Yeah. And then, like, I started, you know, I got on, like, the dating scene. And then it wasn't even really dating. Like, it was just... ugh. And then that was that. And then I just realized, like, okay, I took a moment to reflect, and I'm like, okay, I know what I want. Like, I know that I like to be with one person. I like this person to be committed to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want, like, a partnership. I want some, you know? And I want to grow with somebody.
This is what you're saying you want now. Or, like, this is what you realize what you wanted.
And, like, then I stopped, like, I would get in, you know, meet people, and, like, we would start talking or whatever, dating, and, like, I would realize, like, no, this isn't working out. And I would just immediately remove myself. Like, in past situations, I would let it drag along. And it's like, now I know, well, like, starting, like, 2 years ago, I would say, 2 years back, I'm like, I'm not tolerating this. Like, why are you doing, like, at the end, I was just talking about this with my friend this morning. Like, one thing I learned is that, like, you need to put yourself first and love yourself more than, like, another person that you might think you love.
Not for nothing. I say this too. Men do it all the time.
They do it. So, you know who told me that? A guy told me that. He said, you could love whatever, anybody, but you need to love yourself more. And that always stuck with me.
That's what I always say, like, for me, a big thing about, like, me, the type of person I am, like, in every situation, I always say this, like, respect always is going to trump love for me.
Yeah.
Because a person can love you and still play with you.
Yes.
And still hurt you and still, like, do fucked up shit to you. But when a person respects you, they think twice before they do that. Because it's like, I respect you too much to even do that to you. Like, I respect you too much to even do that to me and you, like, our relationship, whether it's platonic or romantic. Like, and that's the thing, like, but a big part of respect, like, demanding respect from others, is having respect for yourself. Yep. I can't ask nobody to respect me if I don't respect myself. Like,
people gonna treat you the same way you treat yourself.
Exactly.
It's this post. It said, what did it say? It said, why would I let you treat me like that when I don't even treat myself like that? Or, like, I don't even play with myself. Why would I let you play with me when I don't even play with myself like that?
That's the thing. Like, for me, one of my biggest things is being ignored. Like, I hate being ignored. So, because I feel like we're adults, and this all goes back to communication. If you feel some type of way about something that I said or I did, or you're in a bad mood or something happened, granted, listen, I'm the biggest person, like, when I get in my mood, sometimes I don't need to be bothered. But if somebody I cared about was reaching out to me, I would just say, like, yo, I'm having a hard day, like, I'm gonna hit you tomorrow.
I just need a moment.
I just need a moment to myself. Give me some time. But, like, if you see me, like, one thing I'll tell you, like, a deal breaker for me in a relationship, especially now, is you get in your feelings and, like, you start ignoring me.
Yeah.
Rather than communicating. Like, to me, that's a done deal. Cause then it's like, is that always how it's gonna be? And that's what I'm saying. Like,
that could also go back to, like, that being uncomfortable for someone to, like, express themselves. Even though I know, like, communication, I'm just saying, like, to think from a different perspective. Yeah. It's like, you know, some people aren't good with, like, expressing their emotions. But it's also, like, you know.
I understand. But a part of being an adult is...
And in a relationship.
In general, a part of being an adult is understanding that sometimes, like, you... Just because, like, you're going through something doesn't mean, like, that should affect how you treat people that you claim you care about.
Yeah.
Like, to be real with you, like, I've had, like, something, like, that has been really, like, fucking with me, like, for this past month. So, I've had situations where someone, like, people have been calling me, and I'm just, like, I'm not in the mood. But I'll text them, like, I'm gonna call you back, or, you know, give me a second, whatever. I just feel like if every time you feel some type of way, like, you get the, like, oh, like ghosting, ignoring, and I gotta, like, no, I'm not doing all that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, for me, I demand certain things. It's not negotiable. There are definitely things that I'm budging on, but there's definitely things that I'm not budging on. And respect, communication, like, honesty, transparency, those are things that I feel like you can't budge on. Yeah. Because it's the basis of any relationship. Honesty, like, I should feel like you could always be honest with me and I could always be honest with you. Transparency, tell me what it is, no matter what it is, and, like, we could... Because the way I see it is, like, if I fuck with you and you're honest with me, I'll respect the fact that you told me the truth, knowing that it might hurt me, but you respected me enough to just tell me the truth and let me deal with that.
Yeah.
So that's why I say like moving fast is not the issue. Moving smart is the issue. Like that's like that. That's not like that's the thing. I feel like people get caught up on time, but time is not the problem, and time is really not the issue. Because I know people who dated for like a few months and been married for decades.
Mm-hmm. And people who dated a
long time. And I know people who dated a long time, got married, and then got divorced. Yeah. So time means nothing. It's what you do in the time that makes the difference. Yeah. So it's like if you fucking with somebody and they're treating you right and they're doing what they need to be doing and you feel like they show up for you and you've been fucking with them for a month, but you evaluate all your other situations and you say like, I was fucking with niggas for months, for years, and I never got nothing out of it, but this person showed up. Because in my opinion, I feel like someone that shows up off rip and is just like doing what they need supposed to do is potentially might be somebody that's not gonna play with you. Yeah. They might, but I feel like that could be a good thing. Like someone showing up and giving you exactly what you're looking for can be intimidating if you're not used to it, and you might feel like, oh, like this is moving too fast. But I think people just really know what they want. Some people really know what they want and they're not trying to play games. And I think for a lot of people, like, because that's been like playing games is a big part of like the dating scene, like the climate of dating and relationships, that you get with somebody who's not playing and you kind of are caught off guard, because it's kind of like, because that definitely happened to me. Like I was like with somebody and we like I'm like the person I'm with or whatever, like we didn't date that long. Like when we went on our date, we just kept hanging out. And I felt like for me at first that was like, ooh, like, because I don't do stuff like that. But then when I really look back on it and I'm like, okay, like, I feel like for me, I only felt that way because in the past, I never got that. So it was definitely a new experience. But be open to new experiences. And, like, if you like somebody, I say be patient with them. Obviously, like, you can't rush people. But I also say, like, you know when it's time to dip. Yeah. Like, you know when shit is not what it needs to be. Like, I think you know deep down inside what it is. So I feel like just follow your gut, and don't care. Like, you shouldn't care about, like, naysayers or people who say, like, oh, you move too fast or whatever, because people don't really know what goes into, like, people's relationships.
That's a fact, too.
So it's like two people could be really fucking with each other and they just, like, they fuck with each other. Yeah. So it's like for them, we're just going to do this. That's just what it's going to be. And maybe we've been together for a month. Maybe we've been together for 2 months, a few weeks, whatever. It might work out, it might not. But it's like, I don't think time has anything to do with whether a relationship works out or not. Yeah. But that's just me personally.
Yeah, and I feel like it's between those two people because, like, everyone's going to move at whatever speed they want. And, like, that doesn't define anything,
No.
Okay, so on the topic of relationships, so I saw this, it was one more thing I wanted to talk about. I had saw this clip, and it was talking about dating. Okay, so the clip was about dating older men, and then they were saying, so, like, one guy was, like, talking about, like, the controversy of, like, when women date older men, it's, like, glorified, it's, like, acceptable, but then, like...
When women date younger men?
Wait, no.
You forgot?
Yeah. Because now that I'm saying it out loud, I don't think that's what they were saying. Wait. They were saying... Uh-huh. No, I think that they were saying... Oh, yeah, okay, so, like, in the women's perspective, it's like, okay, that's okay. But then they were saying, like, people are looking at the man like, why are you dating her and she's younger? Okay. That's what it was.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. I think it depends on the age. Yeah. Like, I think it depends on the age, because it's like...
But the age at what age, though?
Because
you know what you get what I'm saying?
Personally, I feel like nobody that's not a teenager should be dating teenagers. Yeah. Like, I feel like if you're 20, you should not be dating a 17-year-old or a 16-year-old. I'm sorry. Yeah. Like, you've been out of high school for how long? And they are still in high school? Like, I don't understand that. But then again, I can't speak because my first boyfriend was 20 when I was 17. But that's on him. But I think a lot of it has to do with, like, the control dynamic. Like, people assume that if a younger girl... Because girls are a lot more. I think girls are. I don't want to say this because I don't want it to sound like I don't like I'm not sympathetic to boys, but I think a lot of young girls are impressionable. Mm-hmm. And when they do date older men, it's kind of seen like a power dynamic or a power structure where it's like, okay, like, is he controlling her, or like, you know, is he manipulating her, or like, you know, type of stuff because she's so younger. Like, is he, you know, kind of manipulating the situation because she's young and impressionable? But I think after a certain age gaps don't really matter. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. I say like after 20. I would say after 25, age gaps don't bother me. Only because like I think about who I am now at 24 and how I was at 21. And if I was to be 21, if who I was at 21 was dating like a 35-year-old, that wouldn't have been a good idea. But I feel like 25 is a good age because like you're kind of settled into your 20s. Not saying you're a full adult, but like your frontal cord, like your lobe has developed. Like they say you're fully developed. Your brain is fully developed by the time you're 25.
Do you think that there are any like pros and cons to date? The video is also talking about like the pros and cons of like dating people older, and like I feel like for me, I've always dated people older than me.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like I'm very mature for my age.
You are.
And, you know, men take a longer time to mature, you know, and develop. So it's like, I just always have.
They say if you're a girl, you need to date somebody that's 3 years older than you for them to be on the same intelligence and maturity level as you.
Yeah. And I feel like I've always dated people that are like, yeah, like 3 to 4 years older than me. Mm-hmm. So, and it's always, it didn't work out because obviously I'm single, but like it worked out better. Time. Yeah. And like better than me dating or like talking to someone my age, because I always felt like the guys my age were like very, very immature. And like even the guys older, I feel like sometimes they could be a little immature or whatever, or not have like things figured out, but it was better at that time. That's how I felt. I'm like, okay, like this is better, but it wasn't, you know. So people were saying that, but I also agree with that. At least for me in the past, like I felt like dating people older, we were kind of like more on the same mindset and like maturity level.
As someone who has dated younger, same age, and older,
it's the same.
Niggas are the same. Like, let's just call a spade a spade. And I'm here to say, like, I too at one point in my life, and I feel where you're coming from, because there's truth in that, but I feel like we gotta be honest, because I think in reality, men are gonna be men. Like, men are gonna be men, boys will be boys. And I say that to say, like, don't get so caught up on the fact, like, oh, he's older than me, so he has to be mature and more established and more figured out. Yeah. No.
Because they still be on.
Because the older niggas be running the same games that the younger niggas do. They just been doing it longer.
Yep. Damn. And
Which is worse. Sad. Which is sad, because it's like, you've been doing this for so long. You should know better by now. But I dated someone that was younger than me, and fucking -5 out of 10. I would never recommend that shit, because... And
actually?
And I think that's because I'm very mature for my age. Like, I am mature for my age. So, looking at the situation, I couldn't, like, I don't think I could date somebody younger than me, because, like, boys develop slower than women. Yeah. And it's just it's a headache. But, again, like, age doesn't make the difference.
I was just thinking about the guy that I was talking about, that I was talking to, like the last guy I was talking to. He was younger than me. I forgot. But he was very mature. Like, he was chill. He was cool. Like, he wasn't, But, I don't know. I just always end up with, like, older guys, I guess.
I feel like I kind of don't. I feel like I've never dated anybody, like... I think the oldest I've ever dated was someone that was 3 years older than me. And
same.
And looking back on that situation, I always say this, like, if I could tell, like, my 17-year-old self or my 16-year-old self, or I would tell a 16-year-old girl or 17-year-old girl, like, it's a reason. Listen to me. It's a reason why older men go for younger women. Mm-hmm. The reason being because the women their age...
Let's talk about it. Clearly
see something that we don't see, and they're not going for it.
Yeah.
Like, if you come across a man that's older than you, and he only dates, like, girls in your age bracket, never his age bracket, mm-hmm. that's a red flag for me, because it's like... That tells me that the girls your age definitely see something that I should be looking at, but I'm probably not old enough or mature enough to spot
mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah.
And, like, they're not fucking with it. And that's a factual statement. Like, because every guy that I've dated older has definitely been on bullshit that I feel
mm-hmm.
like older women probably wouldn't be going for. Not to say, like, older women
and now
don't be
looking
going for
back
shit.
at it, like, now that we're at the age we're at,
yeah,
and you look back,
yeah,
it's like you could clearly see.
I see
mm-hmm.
it. I see
mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah.
I see it. So that's my interpretation of it. Mm-hmm. I think everything, and I feel like in relationships, whether this is romantic or platonic, you have to give shit, like, you have to always give yourself the benefit of the doubt and say, like, I might really like this person, so I'm ignoring some things, but I'm telling you, like, do not ignore this stuff.
And it gets to a certain point of the things that you're ignoring, too.
Yeah, like, I feel like certain shit, that's why, like, I feel like maybe, like, one day we'll get into this, but that's why I say, like, a lot of times as women, and I really hate to do this because I love women, but a lot of times, and I include myself in this, we hurt ourselves.
Yeah.
For no reason. Like, we hurt ourselves for no reason.
Yo, looking back at my, like, younger self, I'm just like...
Cringing.
Girl, it's so...
Like, if I could just hug my younger self and just say, like, girl, what's going on? I would. Because...
But that's a part of growth. Like, I'm very happy. Like, I'm glad. Like, think about it. Aren't you glad that you experienced the things that you experienced when you were younger? And we're not going to be 30 years old still playing these same games with men and, like, going through these situations.
I just said that the other day. I literally just said that to you the other day. Like, I'm so glad that I got, like, my dumb for niggas phase out of my system.
Oh, my God. So grateful.
Because I can't imagine being, like, 28 still just believing anything a man says to me or just going with whatever he tells me is like I'm sorry, but it really be feeling like a nigga could tell some of y'all, like, the sky is yellow
and you see it's blue,
and you would see it's blue and be like, well, my baby said it's yellow, so it's yellow. I'm
gonna stick beside him,
and you're an idiot because that man is leading you nowhere. That's what I'm saying. Like, here's the thing. I haven't really come across a lot of real men in my life, like, outside of my family. Mm-hmm. But the real men that I do know, I'll say this. They kind of had, like, all the, like, they're in the men that I know, like, that are in relationships. It's like, you get to an age where you kind of just, or at least I think, you kind of just get tired of just, like, the bullshit. And lying and leading people on. And then what's funny is niggas lead women on, and then when the woman once she finally processes, like, what has happened and then turns the fuck up, mm-hmm. like, now she's crazy. But it's like, what did you do?
Or if she ghosts him, because this is what happens in my situations, like, I be stupid for niggas. Yeah. I really be stupid.
Yeah.
And
I've definitely been stupid for a nigga. You know? I'll be honest.
Yeah. Like, I'll be stupid, and then, like, after, I'll come to my senses, or I'll, like, see, like, no, like, this is a fucking dumb, and, like, that's when I don't ghost, but, like, I'll cut them off complete. It's almost like ghosting, but I'll tell you before, because I'm gonna let you know, this is the last time you'll ever hear from me, like, this is the dub, like, you're wildin', like, the respect's not there, like, and respect not in the sense, like, yeah, it is respect, because if I tell you something that I like this or I don't like when you do this and you continue to do it, you're disrespecting me. So you're disrespecting me, and I'm telling you that. So now when I put it out there and I say, you're done for, like, you will not hear from me, I will not be hitting your phone, like, don't hit me up, like, this is, it's no beef. We're cordial, we're cool, because I have no hate in my heart towards anybody. But then that's when I cut all ties with people, and then Hey, they want to come rolling in. Oh, I'm so. I see. Oh, what you was. I didn't really.
Let me tell you something.
I don't want boo-hoo. Cry me a fucking river. Cry me a river.
Let me tell you something.
Cry me a river.
Men will always come back. Like, bro, men be like, oh, guys be doing bullshit. And then you be thinking, like, oh, I'm done with him. Like, I'm done with him or whatever. And that's just what it be. But I feel like men can't handle that, too. Like, when you really just done with them for real. Like,
and let me tell you something. I don't double back.
Yeah, I don't spin the block
I'm
at all.
not spinning because why would I go backwards?
You're old news.
Why would I go backwards?
You're not the moment. You're not the topic. You're not the hot topic anymore. That's the thing that people need to understand, like, humbly speaking. Like, I feel like I don't understand why people play with people like that. Like, you get one opportunity. Like, I don't like, and that's how I feel about people too. Like, how I treat people. You get one opportunity. If you fuck it up, why do I have to give you another? Why do you even expect a second chance? Yeah, I gave you the first chance. Like, people know what they be doing. That's why I say, like, you really can't let people play in your face because people know what they do. Like, everybody knows what they're doing. I know what I'm doing when I do the shit that I do. People know what they're doing. So I feel like if someone is playing with you, they're playing with you on purpose. Yeah. Whether to see if, like, they can get away with it.
And then it's like, if I told you I was done, all this stuff, you clearly didn't take me serious. The fact that you're coming back now and saying like, oh, blah, blah, like, well, no. So you thought, oh, she gonna say this, but then she gonna be talking to me next week. No. Goofy.
And I think that really hurts like some people, like when they really think, because they give it like, because I feel like you give it a week and you really be like she doesn't care, like, oh, she's mad.
They wait 2 weeks, it's like, yeah, she got an attitude.
All right, cool. She think I'm gonna hit her up. She can have an attitude, whatever. You go to hit him up, it's green. Mm-hmm. You're blocked. Who are you? I don't know you anymore.
Unfollowed on everything.
I don't.
You can follow me though, because I don't care. You can see me. I don't want to see you.
I do soft blocks. Like, when I'm done with somebody, I do a soft block.
Like hide there?
No. Like, I'll do a soft block. So a soft block is like when you block somebody and unblock them. So that, like, you don't follow me, I don't follow you.
Oh, okay.
I don't, and then I'm like, I don't want to see you, like, nothing. Like, I really am out of sight, out of mind. Like, once I'm done with somebody, like, I don't want to see you, hear from you, talk, like, nothing. Same. I don't want to, like, don't even, like, come, like, even if we be, like, before, we used to, like, if we had, let's say we have mutual friends, don't be friends with our mutual friends anymore. Like, I don't want to see you. Like, disappear. Like, because when I start fucking with somebody, I want them to stop fucking with me. Sorry.
Yeah. I like for them to still see me, because you're going to see this fucking glow up, and you're going to see me boss up, but I don't want to see you. Yeah. Because you ain't on shit. I don't give a fuck. So, that's it. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, like, it's a rigmarole when it comes to relationships. Yeah. It is. Like, it's a headache. It's a hassle. It's a headache. It's a hassle. But
we're going to continue this conversation. Because we got to come back. This is the only thing I'm going to spin the block on. Yeah. Because I'm not spinning the block on niggas.
Nothing else.
Not spin the block on niggas, but we're going to spin this block and talk about this because, yeah.
It's a lot. I think it's a lot to unpack. And I think a major thing for me is, like, in situations, like, where, or even in relationships where I feel like people always hit a roadblock, like, you date people, but it never goes any further. Like, I think a big part about it is, like self-evaluation. Yeah. Because I just was talking to somebody the other day, like, I feel like when you break up with people or you end a relationship, you need that time to yourself to evaluate, like, what went wrong. What did I do wrong? But I feel like a lot of people can't be accountable for their actions and, like, why they're in the situations that they're in, or why you keep getting into the same situations over and over again and having the same result. Yeah. And sometimes if you just take a second to yourself and just be 100% honest with you and say, like, you know what? I'm the problem. Yeah. And I don't want to be the problem anymore. So, like, what is the issue? I feel like you will have a lot of success. Like, and it's not easy. It's not easy, but we're definitely going to have more conversations about this type of stuff.
Yeah, and if you've been rocking with us throughout this entire episode and you heard everything that we talked about, take this moment to just self-reflect, you know, figure out, look at your past relationships, see
cut
how you played
off. Cut them off. Cut them off. Just
and recognize how you played a role in the situation, you know.
So that when you find your dream
and your king
or your queen, whatever.
Or a queen, yeah.
You are prepared for them.
Period.
So that's all I'll say.
Yeah. Make sure you guys are following us on all of our platforms.
Bye, guys.